Online recently, I've been seeing a lot of successful people sharing their morning routines. Usually it goes a little something like this. Wake up at 5 a.m., work out for an hour, meditate for 30 minutes, read 40 or 50 pages out of a self-development book, do a gratitude practice, do some affirmations, go over all your goals, make a green juice, maybe throw in some bulletproof coffee, and don't forget about the yak butter, and then sit down by about 7 a.m. to get cracking on that work. Now, I don't know about you, but the season of life that I'm in right now just simply cannot accommodate a 2-hour morning routine. But I wanted to share with you today my much more pared down morning routine that still helps set me up for success, even though I'm working on a much more limited time budget. If you're new here, my name is rachelharrisonsund, and I help people to generate passive income selling journals, planners, notebooks, and more on the Kindle Direct publishing platform. If that sounds interesting to you, then subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell to be notified every time I produce one of these videos, which is each and every Monday. A morning routine is an act of self-care that can set up your mind and your body, not just for greater success, but for overall well-being and life satisfaction in general. But it's important when you're coming up with a morning routine that you come up with one that works for you and gets you excited about life. It's really inspiring listening to other people's morning routines, but we don't want to fall into the trap of thinking that we have to do the exact same thing that someone else is doing just so we can experience the same type of success that they are experiencing. We all have different lives, different levels of time that are available, and it's important to realize that we can still set ourselves up for success and incorporate a morning routine that works for us, even in as little as 10 or 15 minutes a day. The other thing to keep in mind is we're going to go through all sorts of different seasons in our life. So sometimes that morning routine is going to have to shift depending on what's going on in your life at that particular time and what's working for you in that particular moment of your life. So my personal morning routine has really had to shift a little bit over the past 6 months since I became pregnant again. My body's got some different needs now, so I really want to respect the fact that I need a little bit more rest than I normally need. So that's okay. I've made a few adjustments. Now, before I got pregnant, my morning routine went like this. I woke up at about 7 o'clock, started drinking water right away. I would do a few just gentle bedside stretches just as I was getting out of bed. Then I would head downstairs and I would start off with a little bit of journaling. Now, I didn't always do the journaling. What I usually do for journaling is I use CBT, which stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. And CBT is just really a way to identify the cognitive distortions in your thought process that lead to negative feelings and unhappiness. So I just find, if you're starting the day with some lingering negative feelings, then those are really going to drag you down throughout the day. So if I've got something that's just niggling at me, and I've just got a little bit of a negative mindset, that's when I will do the cognitive behavioral therapy journaling. And I find that really helps me out a lot. So like I said, I don't always do that, but if I've got some negativity first thing in the morning that I want to purge, then I will do that. After that, I would still be in my journal and I would write out my personal mission statement. So I think it's a really good idea to have sort of an overall mission or vision for your life. And that can change throughout your life, of course, but whatever it is currently, I like to write that out as well as whatever the goals are that I'm currently working on. I like to write those out every single day just so that I can get reacquainted with them every morning and kind of have in the back of my mind what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day and why I'm going to be doing them. After I do this, I do a little bit of a gratitude practice. So I just write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, and that really helps me to start the day off in a grateful mood. After that, I would spend about 20 to 30 minutes doing a bit of a home workout. Normally I would do something like Pilates or yoga. And then at that point, it would have been time for me to get my daughter up and get her ready and out the door to daycare. When I got back, I'd make myself some breakfast, have a cup of tea, and then I would get cracking at about 9:30 for work. I also like to meditate, but I prefer to save that for midday. I find that after a morning of work, meditating at lunchtime is just a nice way for me to kind of bring the calm back into my day if I've started to get stressed out at all throughout the morning, and then sets me up for the afternoon. Now, as I mentioned, my current morning routine is a little bit different. I'm 6 months pregnant right now, so I'm feeling a lot more tired than I normally do. I've got some aches and pains that I'm dealing with. So my body it requires a little bit more rest than usual. So I've decided to just give in to that and give it the rest that it needs because I have the privilege of being able to do that. So now I wake up at 8 o'clock, and what I've been doing recently and kind of incorporated into my morning routine on some days, not every day, but sometimes I like to start my day with some positive morning affirmations before I even get out of bed. So normally I will just throw on my headphones as I'm laying in bed and I will listen to a morning affirmations video on YouTube. And I just find that that's really helping to put me in a positive frame of mind before I even roll out of bed. Once I've done that, it's the same thing. I drink my water, I do my bedside stretches, which again, now that I'm pregnant and I'm experiencing a lot more aches and pains, the stretching is really helpful. Once I do that, I get myself ready. Then I go and get my daughter ready for daycare, take her to daycare. Then I come back, and that's when I have my breakfast and my cup of tea. And I write down my vision and my goals. And again, if I've got any lingering negativity or anything that's just got me feeling heavy or dragging me down for the day, I'll open up my journal and I will use my cognitive behavioral therapy techniques to purge myself of that negativity, identify the cognitive distortions that are leading to those negative feelings. And that usually just helps me to eliminate those negative feelings and, really allows my mood to lift so I can carry on throughout my day without having those negative feelings dragging me down throughout the day. I also do my gratitude practice at that point. Again, it's just writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. And what I really try to do is kind of dig deep on that gratitude practice. I try not to repeat anything that I've mentioned within the last few days. And I try to focus on the really, really little things that we all kind of take for granted. For example, for this morning, it rained really hard last night, and that's something I really love to listen to while I'm laying in bed. So that was one of the things that I was grateful for this morning. Now, after I'm done that little routine, that is when I head up to my office and start work, and that's generally at about 9:30, so about the same time as with my old routine. Now, as with my old routine, I like to spread some of that out throughout the day just to give me a little pick-me-up midday. So lunchtime, that's when I get my exercise in. I do usually about a 30-minute walk, and I do my meditation, and that sets me up for success for the rest of my afternoon. Now, what I like about my current routine is rather than have to set aside sort of an extra hour in the morning before everyone else gets up to fit in my routine, I'm kind of just more integrating the routine around the different activities that I have to get done in the morning. Most of my journaling and my gratitude and everything, that's done at breakfast time. And then I'm doing my exercise and my meditation during my lunch hour. So it's just kind of fitting in nicely to sort of open pockets of my day that already exist. And I'm still able to accommodate that little bit of extra sleep in the morning. Also, as I said before, I like spreading out a couple of components throughout the day, like having my walk and my meditation at lunchtime, because that then just helps me reset halfway through the day and I can have a successful afternoon as well. There you have it. Let me know in the comments below if you have a morning routine and what that routine consists of and what kind of an impact it's had on your life since you implemented it. If you'd like to find out more about publishing low-content books on KDP, then be sure to check out my free guide, 3 Steps to Publishing Your First Low-Content Book in Less Than a Day, by clicking on the link in the description below. I've also got a free Facebook group for other like-minded low-content publishers. It's called Low Content Profits, and I will leave a link to that in the description below as well. Check out these videos next for more videos on developing a healthy mindset. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching.